Hello and welcome to EGW Writings Tech Tips. I'm your host, Daryl Thompson. Thank you for joining us today in another of our series on learning how to use the new egwwritings.org website. Now today is one of my favorite areas of the website, and that is audiobooks. Audiobooks, you might ask? What is an audiobook? Well, simply on a website, it gives you the ability to listen to the audiobook and stream it live from our servers. The books, some of them have been professionally recorded, others have been digitized using the Amazon Alexa voice. It's not too bad. It's not as good as recordings from a natural person, but you can imagine when each book can cost tens of thousands of dollars in some of the big books to record, and when you can create an Amazon Alexa audiobook for just a few $100s, it's much more economically makes sense for us when we're a non-profit and we don't charge for the service. Services like Audible from Amazon can charge you, $15 to $60 depending to listen to a book, depending on, the popularity of it, where all of our services are for free. So I hope that you enjoy the audiobooks demonstration that I'm about to share with you now. And if you feel inclined, then please donate and help us to create more professional Audible recorded books. In front of me here, I've opened up the egw.org website. And right here on the main menu, you can see a series of icons, and the fourth one across here is audiobooks. Now, if I click on audiobooks, it tells you how many books that we have. We have 235 audiobooks in English. And if I open up the English, you can see in EGW Writings, we have 167, and we've basically done most of the major works into audio form, whether it be, like I said before, in which we have generated it or we have listened to it. So you can see here, I'm going to open up the EGW Writings books. And in the core 119 books, I'll open that up here. And you can see you've got all the books there on your bookshelf that you can play and listen to. Now, all you need to do is you need to just click on the middle there, and it brings up the main audiobooks player. You can hear it playing along here to the preface of Acts of the Apostles. And if I click on the forward arrow there, it jumps me into chapter 1. If I want to step through 10 seconds at a time, I can step through 10 seconds at a time. If I want to reverse 10 seconds at a time, I can do that. I can click on pause. Now you wonder, what are these other icons? Well, these look pretty self-explanatory. Forward a chapter, back a chapter, back 10 seconds, forward 10 seconds, play, pause, play, pause, done. This one here is a handy little feature that we've added, and this enables you to set a timer. Either automatically when you click it on, it will set it to the end of the chapter. So see this little tiny blue mark at the end? So if I come here on the audiobook and I click play, normally when it gets to the end of the chapter, it automatically just continue on playing chapter 2. But what's going to happen when I enable the timer is it's going to get to the end of the chapter here, and see, it stopped. It didn't continue on playing. If I get to the end of the next chapter here, you will notice that when it plays through, notice how it will get to the end and then automatically start playing the next. So it's like a little sleep timer. You can also come in here when you enable it, and you can adjust this little, see the little blue line? So I could adjust it to a certain period of time. So maybe I want to make it go for, at about this part of the book. And then it will just keep playing through when I'm playing the book, and it gets to this line and it will stop. So you could say, in 10 minutes I want to go to sleep. Then you just enact the timer, get to that point, and it'll stop. So that's what this little, the adjustment here. And if you just want to turn it off, you just click it again and it's off. You can tell that's off by the slash through it. This over here is adjusting the audio volume. So, if you're playing here and you have trouble with the audio volume and not using the master volume on the computer, you can adjust the audio volume there. Now, there's a couple of other lovely features that we've added into this audiobook player, and this one is up in here. Now, some of you, when you're listening to the book, you go, oh, that is playing so slow. I wish I could speed it up. Well, we have that feature there already for you. You come up to this here, and this adjusts the speed, but not the pitch, or the rate, but not the pitch. So a lot of times when you sped up audiobooks, they start to talk higher. Well, this doesn't do that. All it does is it speeds up the playback speed, but it doesn't change the pitch. Or I can slow it down. So I can slow it back down, and this adjusts. You can adjust it up to from all the way from really slow at 0.1 all the way to fairly fast to 2.0. And this is back to standard. So that's the rate of speed. This one here is adding it to your library. So if you want to favorite and come back and listen to it, you click on that, it's in my library. This one here is great because I can click on the reader, and what it will actually do, see how it will automatically read to you the book. So you can be listening and reading at the time. See how the screen is automatically moving up, and the little green indicator here as it's playing through, it knows the start time and the end time of the paragraph. And when it gets to there and it starts listening to the next paragraph, it's finishing off that paragraph now, and here it is starting on the next paragraph. So you can just sit back and relax and listen to and read along with the audiobook. Now, if you pause this here, you can actually scroll down in any paragraph. You could just say you're reading it by yourself, but then you say, oh, I'm busy. I want to go back to listening. So you can click on this paragraph, you can click on play, and you can pick up the audiobook right directly from that paragraph. That's a new feature that we've added to this website. It doesn't start at the beginning of the chapter. It starts exactly at that paragraph where you left off. Now you can also see in the top right-hand side when I enact in the reading mode that we have what we call the mini player. The mini player has the little drop arrows here which you can access through any of the chapters. You also have your previous chapter, 10 seconds rewind, play, 10 seconds fast forward, next chapter. This is the maximization that takes you back into where we started, back into the full screen. Now over here in this, you can also hit the play, and if you click the play, it starts playing it. If you click over in the reading part, it actually opens it up within the reader again. So, you know, you've got that element there. Okay, so I've pretty much explained most of the reader. You can see your sound file here, everything. You can see your chapter title, the book cover. Everything about the audiobook is there, except one thing which I talked about, which was my library, and I want to show this new little fun feature that we've also got, that we've added. So let me jump back over to my library here, and if I go into all collections and then English and open up the book here, you can see here that I was on read. Now you can see where I was in the book, and I can click here and I can open up. And if I scroll through the book, let me say I'm in chapter 2. All right, so I'm in chapter 2 here, and I'm reading away in the book. Now, next time when I come back to my library, maybe, it's just giving a little description here on my library, how it works. Maybe when I come back to my library next time, instead of, and it tells me here I'm on page 52, instead of reading, picking up at that point, maybe I want to listen to it. Well, all I need to do is I click on the little listen button there, and it will pick up and it will start to play exactly at that point. So I was prior, I was reading. Now I can pick up from a listening point. So let's just jump it over into the chapter here. All right, I'm going to pause it. All right, so I'm going to click pause. What we've done is we integrated the reading and listening into your library. So let's say that we come back into the beginning here on the site, and then I jump across to my library and I open up the English, and then you can see here now it's saying play rather than read because it does the last action. But maybe this time I want to jump back into reading rather than playing. I could click play, or I could come down and click on the read button, and if I click on read, it picks up exactly from that point that I left off in listening. So that's a new feature which we've integrated the listening history and the reading history into my library, so you can switch back and forth between reading and listening. I think that's a really neat and handy feature. All right, so I've gone through and explained to you all the basic features that the new egwwritings.org website has for audiobooks. I've shown how it integrates with my library, your reading and listening history. I showed you the mini player and the full screen audiobook player and speeding up the audiobook, slowing it down. There are many unique features that we have added to the new website. I hope that helps you in your daily experience as you utilize this website to either read or listen. Because, if you're reading in the morning and then say you want to jump in the car, it's great. You can just pick up from where you left off. And it works from a phone as well as your desktop, as well as your tablet, because the website has been created to be very reactive and responsive to the different size screens. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it helps you in your daily study. Always walk with God, and He will bless you always. Bye for now.